Ah, Smart Water. Pure, crisp taste.
That's really good water.
It's the kind of water that says, I have my life together.
I do feel more sophisticated.
Smart Water. For those with a taste for taste. Grab yours today.
Get ready for back to school with H&M. Enjoy up to 50% off mix and match basics, new denim styles, and more. Find their favorites for in and out of the classroom at your nearest H&M or on hm.com.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. When you visit the doctor, you probably hand over your insurance, your ID, and contact details. It's just one of the many places that has your personal info. And if any of them accidentally expose it, you could be at risk for identity theft. LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second. If you become a victim, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year at lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Hey everyone, welcome to this edition of Spin Shuffle Skip on the There Can Only Be One podcast channel and a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. We got Lyle Robichaud back on the show, which can mean one thing and one thing only. It is time to dive into the musical history of certain wrestlers. Lyle, welcome back to the show. How you doing, man?
Ring the bell, ref. You know it's time. It's wrestling time. This is my favorite thing when you ask me to do something wrestling related. I've thrown you some curveballs with it before, but this one's actually not too much of a curveball. Somebody that's actually good at what they do here.
Yes. So far we've tackled everything from John Cena's album. We have tackled the Luchagors, which of course had Lita on it. We've tackled Pile Driver. We've tackled some of the WWE compilations. But now we're going country with Mickie James's Someone's Gonna Pay. So you've had a chance to kind of go through some of these albums and go through some of these songs. Are you surprised by what you hear on this disc?
Not at all, because I've heard it before. I was, of course, big TNA guy. I work for them now. And when she was in TNA for a brief period, that was when her music career was kind of at her highest, I guess. When she released her own theme song and then included it on this very album, Hardcore Country. I consumed this when it first came out. So I was actually very aware of Mickie James's country music career. Very proud of her country roots. And she's not bad, but also not worthy of the Grand Ole Opry, I would say.
Fair. And the thing is, we're coming at this very differently because you actually don't mind your country music at all.
I love country music.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting here head banging with the long hair, and I have no shame.
Jason, variety is the spice of life, my friend. I love the head banging stuff too. You just gotta like it all.
I mean, I am very much that meme of like you have like the little old lady sitting on a park bench, and then someone who looks like a Norwegian black metal singer on the same bench. It's like my Spotify playlist. Also, my Spotify playlist.
Basically, that's 100% me. My record collection contains Metallica, Post Malone, Chris Stapleton, Dolly Parton, Jim Croce, Motorhead. Like it's very, very diverse. Eclectic, I guess would be the way to call it.
Yeah. Someone could come up to me and say, what's the one CD in your collection that you hide from everybody? None of them. I am proud of every single CD in my collection.
I have Brat by Charlie XCX on vinyl, and it's amazing. And I defy anyone that tells me it's not good.
I have Pat Boone singing metal.
What?
Yep.
Okay, that's great. That's awesome.
I mean, I went at one point in time. I had the Monk covers of like certain songs. Like if you've ever heard, "Do You Think I'm Sexy" by Rod Stewart, done in Gregorian chant style, I have. It's awesome.
Incredible.
But before we drive too much, we're here to talk about Mickie James. Someone's Gonna Pay, released May 7th, 2013. Hit number 15 on the U.S. Heatseekers charts and number 56 on the U.S. country charts. There were two singles off this one, Hardcore Country, which you mentioned, and Somebody's Gonna Pay. So Lyle, going to get you to kick us off here with this one. Your spin pick from this country wrestling CD.
My spin pick is very aptly named because it's a good time. A lot of this, you could very much tell they were going for the top 40 country, I call it.
Mm-hmm.
Very much based on you want to hear this at a bar, dance to it. It's up tempo. There's not a lot of poetic country, I would say, in this. You don't got your Casey Musgrave-esque feeling to this. You don't got your Johnny Cash hurtful country in this. It's very much made to appease the country masses, which a lot of country music is. I think A Good Time is the best version of that on this album. I think if you're looking for a top 40 song that you can really tap your toe to, it's exactly what you're looking for in like a dive bar. This is the perfect song to throw on the jukebox.
I think the interesting thing too is that there's a bunch of songs on this disc that, like, I'm not the biggest country guy, but I'm like, I would want to see these songs live. This album feels like it was made to be played live.
100%. And from what I've seen on YouTube and from what I've heard from two of my friends who actually saw Mickie James live in Nashville, I did some background research for this episode. I had some friends who saw her in Nashville, said that she was an amazing performer, but that tracks because she already is an amazing performer, just in a bit of a different medium.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, any wrestler that's got musical talent, it would make sense that they would put out something that is fantastic on the live stage. I mean, look at Chris Jericho with Fozzy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,000%. Great entertainer.
Yeah.
Great entertainer.
Did the band start as a wrestling gimmick at first? Yes. But I think the body of Fozzy's work is kind of speaks for itself. The longevity of that band and that career, Fozzy is a force at this point.
They have great songs. They have Judas. They have Sandpaper. They have some really good rock stuff. They have a whole cruise for Fozzy now. There's people who only know Chris Jericho from Fozzy, which of course breaks my brain personally, but it makes sense.
Well, speaking of songs I'd want to hear live, my spin pick is I'm Gone Song. Because, ooh.
Right? I can't believe it was. That one wasn't a single. I really can't.
Yeah. The intro is epic. This is, for lack of a better term, this is ferocious country. Like there's an energy to this. And I think this is one of the most hard hitting country songs I've heard in a long time. Like, it feels like a song that would be perfect for some kind of wrestling montage hype track, but I don't even know if the visuals could keep up with the song.
Which is hilarious because I also picked this as my shuffle. And I picked this as my shuffle for the exact same reason. I almost akin this to a Luke Combs song. Luke Combs very much has his toe dipped firmly in the southern rock genre, as well as everything else. And I think this one is very, very much on that side of the Venn diagram in the best possible way. I think that this one probably should have been put as a single over one of the other singles that I'll talk about momentarily.
Well, that's the thing. Somebody's going to pay is your leadoff song on the CD. It was a single. Hardcore Country is the last song on the CD. That was a single. And of course, Hardcore Country was the song that she was using as entrance music at one point. But the meat of this is in the middle. Like, it's definitely a hamburger album for sure, because there was some fantastic, hard-hitting, great songwriting in the middle.
Yeah, it's good. And I believe she had a hand in writing a lot of her own stuff. She had this country music idea for a very long time. Most of her gimmicks in wrestling surrounded her being in country garb of some kind. And then, like I said, fully embraced it in TNA. So there is a lot of work put into this. And this is not her only album either. She has a few good more that are and still doing songs to this day on her Instagram, and all media she does usually involves music of some kind. So very multifaceted performer, and you can see it in this album.
Well, and that's the other thing too. Like, you have to think that the wrestling persona is pulled from aspects of their actual personality. I mean, John Cena, the rap career kind of thing. And yeah, we talked about that album, and there were some bangers on that disc as well.
Absolutely. There's a really famous saying in wrestling that the best gimmick you will ever play is just your own personality with the volume knob turned up to 10.
Or 11, because that's one more than 10.
Because that's one more than 10. But the best gimmicks are usually the ones when they finally get enough pull. Okay, well, I'm like this, so let's just be bigger with it. Let's just take it and almost like a caricature of themselves. That's when they really hit the money spot. And it's no different than Mickie James. Her generational run in TNA, of course, as a women's wrestler, she had to go through the doldrums of early 2000s WWE women's programs, which were cheese TV at the very, very best. Very much. Then once she got her chops, people realized, no, she's actually a really good wrestler. that's when she got to take on this country persona in TNA and put on some of the best matches of her career with it.
Oh, absolutely. She was actually one of the better wrestlers of her era when she was in the ring with WWE. And yeah, it still goes to this day.
I would say top 5 female wrestlers of all time. Mickie James is most definitely on that list for certain.
All right. So since we've already covered your shuffle pick, I get to go again. And I'm going with a song that's an absolute barn burner. I'm going with Best Damn Night.
Good pick.
Right?
Really good pick. Another one that was actually up for my spin for the exact same reason A Good Time was. This is a song you could play at a country bar and it would get the people going. I go to a lot of country bars, obviously, being from New Brunswick. A lot of the music you get back home is country. I was raised on it. So I feel like I've got a good nose for it. And again, I can't believe that of all the singles they could have picked, they picked the 2 that they picked, because there's better songs on this album than the 2 singles they picked.
I need to make sure that you can't see my screen, because I literally have written here, this is a country bar, up and dancing, guaranteed, and surprised this wasn't a single.
Exactly. It's so true. I couldn't believe listening to this. And I'm like, how did this not make it to the radio? This could have done numbers for sure. This is better than some things that have done numbers on the radio.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm Gone Song is a single, because I think it's a little too ferocious for that. But it's definitely hype music, and it's definitely montage music. Best Damn Night is an absolute radio ready, country bar ready single, and I don't know why it wasn't released as a single.
Exactly. And when my friends saw her live, she played that one and it got a huge ovation. People loved it, they said. I did a full interview with them about what the concert was like, because they mentioned it in passing. Oh, yeah, we saw her in Nashville when we went down to CMA Fest.
Yeah.
What? Like, because I think there's, like, she doesn't tour very much, obviously, because of her career. So it's like you're probably one of the few thousands of people that have actually got to see some of this live.
Again, we've talked about this before. I don't know why wrestlers, maybe if they're not necessarily on the card or they're, in major storylines, why aren't they hitting up, some bars and playing shows while they're on the road getting ready to do the next taping?
Funny story about that. Fozzy, that's how they kind of got their start. After Raw was over for a long time in the early 2000s, when Jericho was just kind of getting this Fozzy thing going, when you got your ticket to Monday Night Raw, there was an hour Fozzy show after Raw went off the air on the stage.
Yeah, it just seems like a no-brainer.
Right? You're already there. You have an insane amount of production equipment at your disposal around you. Why not? If you give it a shot, like, you've got thousands of people sitting in front of you, play one song, see what the reaction is.
I mean, take WrestleMania weekend, right? Make that part of the thing. Like, have one section of your fan event and have it be a rock stage, and have some of these wrestlers that have albums, that have musical talent, and let them put on a show.
It's incredible that it isn't, because wherever WrestleMania goes every year, there's of course, a con that follows it around called WrestleFest. Whatever city WrestleMania is in, the 2 days before and after WrestleMania, every other indie promotion in the country of the United States that has any money puts on a show in that same city. And there's like art events that surround about wrestling. There's anything wrestling, you can find it in the city on that weekend. There's nothing like it musically. There's no concert happening, which I think is mind-blowing to me.
Hey, Triple H, we're printing you money here.
Paul,
make it happen.
Paul, listen to me, Paul. I know you go by Paul now. Please.
Make it happen, and you're welcome. All right. For my skip pick, I'm going with one of the singles.
I wonder if we picked the same one.
I'm going with Hardcore Country.
Yes, sir. Bang on. You're so correct. We're in sync on this one, Jason.
Here's the thing. I think Mickie James is actually fine on this track, but I think the band is not up enough in the mix. It needs bigger drums. It needs bigger guitars. The song is called Hardcore Country. Let's hear the damn band.
Did you know that this is the one she used as her theme song?
I did know that.
Yeah, this has been her longest standing theme song, is Hardcore Country, because like we've spoken about on the show before, every wrestler's theme song, you need that hit at the beginning that gets everybody up, the glass breaking, the long riff for Bret Hart, the You Think You Know Me for Edge. Hers is Hardcore Country, and then the fiddle and everything kicks in. But as a song, it's not that great.
No.
As a theme song, and have to have that punch to come through the curtain, Yes, because then the crowd drowns it out. But this is most definitely the weakest song on the album, for certain.
Which is a surprise, yeah.
Is immediately cheesy and a little bit generic, just off of. There's very few songs that can pull off having rock in the title, except for like "We Will Rock You" and "I Wanna Rock." And even those, I think, I would be considered pretty generic at this point in time.
I was about to say everything AC/DC puts out.
Yeah, it's generic. But the difference is it sounds really good. With this, it's like it feels very forced and it feels very look at the country, here we come, yeehaw, ha ha ha. Because, like I said, she's using it as her theme song and that's her gimmick. So it's just for many reasons, I don't think it should have gone on the album.
Yeah.
Keep it as your theme song, works as the theme song, but don't produce it and put it out on an album.
But see, that's the problem, is that I don't even think it's got the mix to be a good theme song. Like, the song itself is okay, but yeah, it's very, lack of a better term, it's very Jim Johnston single riff heavy, right? But the mix doesn't help the song.
Yeah, no, it makes sense because it gets drowned out. It does. Everything gets drowned. It just doesn't sound right. This is the weakest by a long shot on the album. This was my skip almost immediately. It annoys me that it's her theme song. I understand why, because it's so associated with her now. Like whenever there's a rumble or a battle royal and she's a surprise, it does work. It pops the crowd, but it's just like, but she has such better work to be done.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Take that little hardcore country intro vocally and then put any of these other songs on it. You have that little hardcore country, then kick in with Best Damn Night. And that's
good time.
Yeah, that's an infinitely better entrance music.
Completely agree. It's hilarious that all of our notes are exactly the same on this, it seems.
And the only place we differed really is in the spin and the shuffle, but like one song each.
Yeah, basically. We just flip-flopped.
Exactly. All right. Since we're talking about that, Lyle, remind our listeners what your spin, shuffle, and skip picks were.
My spin is A Good Time. My shuffle is the I'm Gone song. And my skip is Hardcore Country.
And for me, my spin is I'm Gone song. My shuffle is Best Damn Night. And my skip as well is Hardcore Country. Lyle, before we go, let our listeners know what you've been up to and where they can find you out there on the interwebs.
Well, I already mentioned earlier, I work with TNA, with Anthem Sports and Entertainment. Love everything wrestling related. And if you're like me, watch your TNA wrestlings every Thursday night. And if you like MMA, there's a lot of fun stuff on the Fight Network you'll definitely find too.
All right, dude. Thank you so much for this. And by the way, stay tuned because very soon Lyle's going to be back on this show and we're talking another wrestler album. But you got to wait. You got to stay tuned. And you definitely want to hear that episode.
Oh, yeah.
But until that time, well, you guys know the drill. If there's an album out there that you want us to cover on Spin, Shuffle, Skip, or an artist that you want us to cover on There Can Only Be One, hit us up on social media at OnlyOneCast or go to our website at notthatbadcast.com. And while you're there, make sure you check out our movie show, It's Not That Bad. Until next time, he's Lyle. I'm Jay. You guys are awesome. This is Spin, Shuffle, Skip on the There Can Only Be One podcast channel and a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. Take care.